city of Keene, is that a corporation?
Incidental, not
A corporation.
well, there's a lot of things.
If it's not the people, then it's a corporation. So you're defending a corporation.
Not defending anything else. Now this kind of behavior with a guy in the
Right, he's a little idiot.
so that's
You know,
what puts the problem.
if you,
So how many times did he?
why was he arrested?
But this is the behavior that people are tired of. What behavior? Making the thing like eating potatoes.
Okay, he did it, he's done. Whatever.
Yeah.
But who did he hurt?
Why don't people go and speak to the individuals that they have a problem
Right,
with?
that's
I'll
what
tell
I'm
you
asking.
what. And this kid answered it already.
I agree.
I'm going to be general again. You folks go on the attack. You swarm and you attack. Now you do it differently, and I say you less generally. Cop lot, free teen, free dude, whatever they are, differently than the poorly guided youth or locals. So people don't want to listen. They don't want to be attacked. They don't want to be barraged. So they're not going to come answer you.
Have you seen me being attacking anybody?
Yes, yes. And attacking has a broad range.
How?
The way that you folks attack, there's 6 or 8 people in your face, and I don't feel attacked by you. But it's also different than what the other kids do, which are menacing and threatening, the swearing, getting in their face.
Yeah, but
So you have 2 different groups of people here interacting. You guys, those guys. Doing it differently, but creating the same problem for other people that want to use this common.
But you said that you have seen me attack.
Okay, it's
How?
not attack.
I'm
It's
just
not
curious.
attack
How
in the
have
name.
I had?
It's the.
I've just been having pleasant
Katie,
conversations,
I'm
right?
having present conversations with you. Everything you've said is intelligent and well thought out and polite. Some people feel attacked by the way that 8 of you run up with a tape or camcorder or whatever, and then you can't help but feel how lame your arguments are when yesterday someone was taking you guys and we almost had a fight.
I wasn't even.
I wasn't here
I say
either.
you guys again generically
and only
as
2
the,
of us
as
are
the-
talking to you. There are not
well,
8 of
2
us circled
now.
around.
Here, they're working. And so here's what part of the problem is. You have multiple groups, some not misbehaving the way that others are. But when you're all here together, it's a problem.
Don't you think it would be easier to have a conversation with the individuals that are causing problems instead of
Let me
making
ask you this.
generalizations?
We have had conversations with them, and how many conversations do you have with somebody that has no self-respect, no concept of what society expects? How many conversations do you have? How many times can you say the same thing?
Well, then I would suggest that if they're still acting in ways that most people don't find pleasant, then those individuals that don't like the behavior should ostracize them or let it be known by not dealing with
But
them.
I'm listening to some of your
So I'm sorry,
your-
go ahead first.
friends, your running mates, if you will, that say they've been trying to do that, but these kids aren't even responding to them. So if they don't respond to society as a whole, or your smaller, close-knit society, and then police, what do we do? Do we say to everyone that actually does pay taxes here, you don't go in Central Square? Is that what we do?
But then do we try to force and enforce and regulate an area where many people are trying to enjoy it just because a certain few individuals are
Correct.
misbehaving?
And that's what the world and society is based on. And it always comes down to that. It's the same, and I will be candid with you, it's the same with bad police work. It comes down to 1 or 2% of any group of people causing the problem. So no one's here. You can run around and you kidnap. I'm afraid of this when we arrest somebody. We've never had a problem. But so it's not even that. But it's the same thing. It's 1 or 2%, 5%, whatever it is, that ruin it for everybody.
So you make laws and make actions.
I don't make
okay,
anything.
you enforce laws and you take actions.
My role is reactionary. I react to what people do.
Are you not here as a defensive, as a precautionary measure?
No, we're here as a reactionary measure to the vast and gross number of complaints we've had about what goes on in this road. And if we weren't here today, I guarantee you this, that group of people wouldn't be here, that group of people wouldn't be here, the people that don't out here, that are hanging out today, wouldn't be here, because they're afraid of you. And you, generally, you're here, and that's all that happens. You get the great big stamp of fear without people separating. They don't care. They just don't care. They're just, it's a generalization. They don't care if it's the girl with the red hair or the one in the brown shirt or Katie. They only know it's the group downtown. Now, I agree, not fair. But, you know, what life is. I haven't won the lottery yet. Not fair.
No.
And I'm dumb enough to keep buying a ticket.
But if you could go through a few days of just total peace and harmony and quietness, I think the whole thing, the whole attitude down here would change. But I've been down here and seen yelling matches.
I just cut my
not
hair.
fights, but just near fights.
I just saw you the other day. You had a great attitude.
And people,
I'd enjoy it when you got it. One day you
I'm
won't
walking
have
down
the
here with my
choice.
wife the other day, and like, people just yelling at each other.
It's all in genetics.
And then the merchants come out of their shops going, why are the people sitting on the sidewalk eating, having a bad
You know,
experience?
so I don't even know who this
I'm
gentleman
not saying
is.
that to you.
But here you go. You've got someone
saying that I
actually taking time out of his day to talk. I know Dory O'Meara comes over here a couple times a day to talk to these
Have you ever
guys
tried to do that?
yes, I
and
have.
ask them
I have a neighbor.
to knock it down, tone it
I used
down.
to, this isn't the little house on the prairie.
So now you've got
I
Chris
used to
acting
go to
all
my neighbor and say,
foolish.
hey,
There's
you're
4 or 5 little kids right in front of him.
Now if I
Chris
do that,
starts
I get
yelling
like
about, you're trying to shut me
pulled
off.
off. All kinds of stuff.
It's not appropriate.
There's no.
So I'm just wondering, you know, a lot of has happened in the last few months. What do you think is the best way to resolve all of
I'm
this?
trying to walk through here.
The best way to resolve this is this.
They're gonna look at me
Guys,
and go,
we all have our separate
well, get out of here. If you don't like it.
whether we believe or agree with them, we all have our separate things.
How do you know
Bottom
what
line is,
people are not
the government, federal,
The other day when I
local,
was here, there were
state,
two people right at each
all
other.
have rules.
And
And
a
they're
third
going to be
person
followed.
trying to break them
And
up.
it's not even that people mind that some of the rules aren't
I'm not
followed.
gonna get. I'm not
It's
gonna
when
be the fourth person. to
10
say,
rules
Why don't you guys got quiet down here?
every day aren't followed in the way they haven't been down here. So if it was just a little bit of yelling or foolishness, then that's okay. But people pissing in the fountain or whatever,
Actually, I just heard of
it brings the wrong kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think that's
My
pretty,
wife kept walking.
unfortunate that people do that.
It's
wanna
not,
get out of here,
you
but
know,
I see-
you guys, I don't have an
shouldn't have
issue
to
with
feel
what
that way,
they're
I
saying.
swear.
But it's not you guys do it. So you guys come down and use this as a forum to make your points and make your stand. But it's just not you guys doing it. I'd be shocked to see one of you. You may have your own views, but I can't imagine for a minute that one of you guys would get up and take a leak in the fountain.
I probably wouldn't.
You know, hey, we cleaned the gazebo. Hey, you didn't. You picked up your own trash.
I think
So one day of picking up the gazebo doesn't excuse the weeks of throwing your rubbish away.
I agree. You know, I think we each individually, ought to be responsible for our actions.
You've learned that lesson. You think all of these guys have? So did you have did you have parents? Good parents that taught you stuff? Okay. Do you think all of these guys have?
Probably, I'm guessing not.
So I think the issue is much larger than, hey, I just want to go be a dink wherever. It's an issue of a lack of parenting and support.
Well, I think there's some attitudes maybe that exist that people don't want to admit that maybe there's some, social conventions that are partially causing people to act this way. Like forced public schooling. How you doing? Perhaps the effects of drug war.
So, listen, those are
no, it's taking
all
an
the
advisement
issues.
to find out the verdict.
I don't know how we resolve those locally.
And then I can appeal to a jury on found guilty.
Well, I appreciate.
I mean,
I saw that like one of the things was dropped there or
drugs
something.
failed
Yeah.
miserably.
Which one was that?
Unsworn falsification.
We spend more to fight it
Well,
and
that
spend more
was
to snort it.
age one
It's
on
just
the paper that I didn't
ridiculous.
write. They're just stupid. And charged me with the wrong one.
Well, that was the only thing you actually
So if
in
it
theory could have done wrong. Everything else was like your fault.
There's disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and false reports.
I'm not all together like
there's
that.
still that one?
'Cause I don't
That's
think
the same
when people
thing,
talk
though,
about the Netherlands and that type of stuff.
There were two
That's
age
a
charges.
pretty hollow argument. It hasn't worked well over there. But there's got to be a better way. The other issue is, you know, in particular, like heroin.
That
I
doesn't
just,
make sense.
we've never had a heroin issue here in the last 4 or 5 years.
Well, maybe they'll drop
It's
it.
just brought this town, city to
Well, it
its
can't be
knees.
dropped now. It's
Oh.
guilty or not
And it's wild to try and understand
They'll find it.
and watch people just go down the tube. They don't want to use it. The actual physiological draw, and it's a brutal drug.
Maybe.
So I'm not a fan. I would definitely not agree with all of it. But I think there's, you can't run a society based on 200-year-old thoughts and ideas that don't work today. Right? Prohibition was a good idea when it started. Not really.
Arizona was the first ones to pass any kind of ban on marijuana, and it was to control the Mexican population.
These
That
days,
hasn't worked. Frankly, that's a great argument. I don't know why we call them illegal aliens. Because there doesn't seem to be anything illegal about it. So, either, I don't get it.
these days are
So, my concern is my little slice of heaven here. And I like some of the things you guys have come up with. Like Mr. Miller. I had a great day the day I arrested Mr. Miller. An intelligent young man. Don't have an issue with it. It's just how you present it and how some of it comes across. I found some of your ideas and the way you think about how the laws work have been great. It's changed some of our policies and practices. So some of you've got some very bright people. I got to tell you again, we call him Robin Hood. I don't know his name. I love the guy's mustache. That's not bad.